The Diary of Fate. Fate plays no favorites. It could happen to you.
Book 81, page 409. Yes, here it is. The life record of Matt Cooper. A detailed account of high adventure in distant lands. Yes, Matt, as a deep-sea diver, your work carried you to the far corners of the globe, where you learned much of the complex flora and fauna of the world. But you, Matt Cooper, learned nothing of the simplest truth of the universe, the inexorable principle of justice. And because of that ignorance, now I, Fate, can look ahead to a single instant of decision in your life.
Matt, I can't stand this. What's the word? Tell me, Matt. What is it?
I'm crazy. It's hard to swing.
It's what? What have you found? Is it gold, Matt? Is it?
No, I'm afraid it's not, George. I'm afraid it's just plain old-fashioned speed.
Like all mortals, Matt Cooper ultimately stood at the crossroads of decision. But his choice was the path of evil. Then I, Fate, intervened. And now, because of a little thing, a broken key, Matt Cooper soon will be dead. But mark well my words, you who listen, for fate is not unjust. In a moment, I will read again from the Diary of Fate.
Before the unusual story of Matt Cooper, here is our announcer.
Matt Cooper will find, as others have found, that little things, the tools with which I, Fate, work, are beyond the calculations of mortal minds. Remember, Matt, how it all started? You were aboard your deep-sea diving barge off a remote village in the Philippine Islands, where you had been led by the attractive adventuress Nina Lawrence. For she believed the treasure to be hidden within a sunken ship 20 fathoms below. You had just completed another of your many futile searches under the sea for that treasure. And now, together with your partner, George, and a mechanic named Barney, you discussed an unpromising future.
Well, George, that's the 10th dive and still no luck.
Yeah, certainly looks like Nina was taken in all right.
Well, that's the funny part. Why should a cabin boy that Nina befriended lie to her on his deathbed?
Maybe he had a sense of humor.
Well, maybe you don't. This is only another job to you, Barney, but for Nina, George, and me, it's everything.
Hey, easy now, Matt. Don't start blaming Barney here.
Well, I'm sorry, Barney. I guess it's a he.
Sure, Matt. You know, guys shouldn't spend too much time in a rat-infested hole like this place. Maybe you fellas ought to bunk out of here on the barge with me. No dice, Barney. We couldn't leave Nina alone on shore.
That's right. Besides, she's the only thing around here that keeps our morale up.
Well, you better start bubbling over now, brother, because here she comes.
Oh, hi, boys.
Hi, Nina.
Morning, Nina. You sleep well?
No, I was too busy dreaming.
Usual stuff. The luxurious bubble bath, smart clothes.
This dream was about the treasure. We found the gold, and believe it or not, it was right in the captain's private safe, just like the cabin boy said. Oh, there it was, bars and bars of beautiful gold. We were rich and famous. And guess what? At a big reception back home, I made a speech about it.
The whole story, huh?
Uh-huh. Started with the ship sinking during the war and went right up to a year ago when I met the cabin boy in Manila. Then there was the auto accident.
And the boy's dying words. The gold, Miss Nina, it's in the private safe in the captain's cabin. We know all that part by heart. But what happened then, Nina?
Then I woke up.
That's a great story. Nina, if you pile out of that boat, I'll get started for shore. Come on.
Say, Barney, on the way out, will you bring my medicine?
Yeah.
You know, I still figure I can lick this anemia and get back to diving myself.
Okay, George. I'll try to remember.
Well, Nina, we got news for you. We didn't find that gold again. But we're not licked yet.
Well, I am. That's why I came out here to talk to you boys. I'm getting out. Right away, too.
Oh, no. No, Nina, you can't leave me. You can't leave us now.
That's right, Nina. We're used to you. Both of us.
Oh, it's just a habit, fellas. You'll get over it. Look, when I met you 6 months ago, I had the information on a sunken treasure. You had the equipment to get it. We formed a partnership and had a go at it. Well, it hasn't paid off. I'm sorry, but I'm just tired of this kind of living.
But we'll fix things up for you, Nina.
Yeah, we'll take a day off, build your new shack.
No, that won't do the trick. My mind's made up, boys.
Gee, Nina, I wish I could make you stay.
Yeah, so do I. I'm going to miss you, Nina. I'm going to miss you an awful lot.
Yes, Matt. Now that Nina was about to leave, you suddenly realized that you were in love with her. The thought grew in your mind, and by that afternoon, as you waited to drive her the 60 miles to Tacloban and the airport, you were impatient.
About ready, Nina?
Oh, yes, Matt, coming. Is the Jeep gas?
Uh-huh. Yeah, hop in now and off. Oh, frick.
Yeah, what is it? What's the matter?
This blasted ignition key. It's been out of shape.
Oh. You might try inserting it all the way before you came.
Yeah, you got something.
Oh, and, Mr. Cooper, another thing. Let's take it easy over this mountain road. You know, those hairpin curves give me the willies. Besides, I've got a whole week in Tacloban before my plane arrives.
Yeah, I know you have. Nina, there's something I want to say. I don't know how to start.
Oh, Matt, that curve, watch out.
Yeah, sorry. I guess I was thinking about you instead of my driving.
Then pull over, Matt. We'll talk now and drive later.
Yeah, okay. Nina, I might as well come right to the point. I'm in love with you.
I know you are, Matt.
What? You know? But how, Nina?
What's the difference?
You. How do you feel?
I don't know, Matt. Oh, I care for you, of course, but love, well, it's not that simple. You see, I'm kind of different. Clowning around looking for a treasure of gold is fun for about 6 months, maybe a year. But it's no good for a lifetime. Not for little Nina, at any rate.
And it's money, Nina. Nice things, nice places.
Well, that's part of it.
Part of it? What other reason could you have for leaving?
George.
George? What's George got to do with it?
Everything. He's in love with me, too, Matt.
Oh, no, it couldn't be. You're wrong, Nina.
No, I'm not wrong, Matt. He told me so himself last night. So, you see, altogether, I've 3 good reasons for leaving. I don't care about roughing it anymore, and I don't want to come between you and George. At any rate, that's the way things stand right now. Maybe we'll meet later, Matt. Maybe things will be different then.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure of it, Nina. I'm sure things will be different then.
Even as you spoke, Matt Cooper, the double meaning of your own words became clear to you. Nina would be in Tacloban for only another week. That gave you exactly 7 days in which to establish yourself financially and defeat your partner George as a rival. It was late when you finally returned to camp, and George was already asleep. In your own quarters, you spent the long night tossing restlessly, and with each hour, your resentment of George increased. The next morning, you set out at once in search of him.
George, where are you?
I'm out here, Matt. Behind the house. Doing some painting. Nina get to Tacloban all right?
Of course she got there all right.
That's good. Say, what do you think of this job? Found a few extra cans of blue paint around and thought I'd spruce up the gear.
I'm not interested in your sprucing, George.
Huh? What's the matter with you anyway? What is it?
What do you think? Wait, for 2 cents,
Matt, watch out. That paint can. What? Oh, confound it. Now look what you've done. Blue paint all over me. My clothes, my hands, even my gold ring. Hand me that turpentine.
Hey, get it yourself. I'm through working with her for you.
You don't make sense. And as soon as I get this paint off my hand... Matt, look. Look, this paint on my ring.
What about it?
It's blue paint, isn't it? Like the blue paint on the small safe door in the captain's cabin.
Yeah,
But look, Matt. Look at the color when it's over the gold on my ring.
Huh? Say, you don't think
that the safe door is made of gold? Why not, Matt? We know the skipper was a screwy old geezer. Why couldn't he have made the door of gold and given a couple of coats of blue paint for disguise?
But gold is soft, George. It's no good for a safe door.
The skipper wouldn't be worried about anybody breaking in on him, but he might have been suspicious of his supposedly trustworthy men, the purser, the first mate. Matt, it's only a hunch, but we've got to try it.
Yeah. We gotta try it, all right.
Yes, Matt. Because of a little thing. A splash of paint. Your partner had an idea that could be worth thousands of dollars. You rushed out to the barge. And as George hurriedly explained his hunch to Barney, who started the mechanical air pump, you got into your diver's suit, descended to the wreck below. But as you entered the black waters inside the sunken ship, you were forced to move slowly through the narrow passageways, lest your life-giving airline foul on a jagged metal edge. You described your every move to your anxious partner above. But an hour later, when you finally entered the captain's cabin, your thoughts were only of Nina and what the gold would mean to you alone, if the gold were really there.
Well, so far, so good. I'm in the captain's cabin now. I can see the safe by the light of my lamp.
It's painted blue, all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's blue. I'll be over to it in a minute now.
I've got my fingers crossed, man.
We'll know soon enough. Yeah, I'm up to it now. George! The pump.
I don't know. It's kicked off. Barney, get on the hand pump, quick.
Heaven's name, hurry, George.
We'll have it going, man. Hold on. We'll have it going in a... There it goes. Matt, you okay now?
Yeah, I'm all right. Just see that Barney keeps turning that hand wheel. And there it goes. And at the safe door. And I start chipping away. Paint.
Matt, I can't stand this. What's the word? Tell me, Matt. What is it?
I'm cramped here. How do you explain it?
What? What have you found? Is it the gold? Is it, Matt?
No, I'm afraid it's not, George. I'm afraid it's just plain old-fashioned steel.
Now, Matt Cooper, you had reached an evil decision. And even as you stared in rapt fascination at the unmistakable glint of the gold before you, you lied to your partner above. You knew that soon you would have to destroy him. Soon I will write again under the name of Matt Cooper in the Diary of Fate.
In a moment, our story will continue. But now, here is our announcer.
Matt, deep in the eternal shadows of the sea, you made a decision for evil. When you came to the surface, the tropical sun was bright. But the dark thoughts of murder remained locked in your heart. As you elaborated on your lie about the failure to find the gold, disappointment grew in George's eyes. And 2 hours later, in the house on shore, George had given up.
Well, Matt, I guess that does it. I'm through. It's a crazy hunch anyway to think that old skipper might have cast a safe door out of gold. Well, I think I'll go to Tacloban right away tonight.
Tonight? What's the hurry, George?
I'm fed up. I'll make the arrangements to dispose of the gear and book passage to Manila
And maybe drop in on Nina? She's going to be in Tacloban another 5 days. You're not kidding me, George. I know how you feel about her.
What do you mean?
I'm not blind. You're in love with her, and it's written all over you. Oh, don't get me wrong, George. I think it's great.
I do love her, Matt. Someday I'm going to marry her. But right now, that someday's a long way off. I've got to have money first. A girl like Nina...
I know exactly what you're going to say, believe me. We didn't find the gold, and we're almost broke, so there's really no big hurry, is there?
No, I guess there isn't. Oh, by the way, I asked Barney to bring my medicine in off the barge. If you see him, get it for me, will you?
Sure. And you never can tell, George. If you relax a while, something might come up that'll take care of all your worries.
You've been treasure hunting too long, Matt. You're expecting miracles.
But you weren't expecting miracles, were you, Matt? No, you were merely gambling for time until you could devise a satisfactory method for murder. A murder you intended to commit sometime before Nina left Tacloban. An hour later, your mind was busy with your plan when Barney came to the house.
Well, the pump motor's shot, Matt. Try to fix it, but it's no use. It'll have to go to the shop. It doesn't matter nohow. Now that we'll be moving in a couple of days.
Moving? Who says we're moving?
Huh?
Well, we've got to get all this gear packed.
No. It's all taken care of.
What are you talking about?
Sure. Saving us all the work and the worry, see? A friend of mine's coming out tomorrow to see me. He's been looking for a rig. You take the whole outfit just as is. I mentioned it to George, and he's in favor of it, too.
You say this guy's coming out tomorrow?
Yeah, that's right. What's the matter, man?
Matter? Why, nothing, huh? I just didn't know you had friends with that kind of money.
Oh, sure. This guy's got contacts, big contacts. He can get the dough right away. He'll be out early tomorrow, so I better go get the equipment and
Now, wait a minute. You leave that gear like it is. Don't stow any of it until I tell you to. I'll help you with it tonight after dinner.
All right. You're the boss. Hey, here's that bottle of pills for George. You told me to bring it in.
Yeah, I'll take them. And, Barney, don't bother George about the gear, understand?
Yeah.
You and I will take care of it tonight.
Now you had to move fast. You racked your brain for a logical means of killing George at once. And then you became aware of the medicine. The red capsules filled with dark powder that George took for his anemia. You went to the pantry and poured the contents out onto the table. Then you took the can of rat poison from its shelf, emptied 3 of the capsules, and filled them with the deadly powder. You put the can of poison away and dropped the 3 capsules back into the bottle. At that instant, the door behind you opened.
George.
What's the matter, man?
You startled me.
Say, what are you up to? You look as guilty as a kid stealing cookies.
Me? Well, I guess I feel guilty. You see,
Hey, that's my medicine. What's going on here, anyway?
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I set the bottle down, then knocked it over like a clumsy oaf. I spilled most of them on this dirty table. These are all ruined.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Well, luckily, there are 3 left in the bottle anyway. That's enough for tonight.
Yeah, sure. And you can get more in Tacloban tomorrow. I'm really sorry, George.
Oh, forget it. But I don't figure on going to Tacloban now. Changed my mind. Barney's got a buyer for our gear coming out here tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. But that's all the more reason why you should go. You ought to have a line on that guy. Check up on his credit and all before we sell out.
Oh, I don't know. Barney swears by the guy.
Yeah, but you know how Barney is. And nuts to rely on him completely in a deal like this.
Well, maybe you're right.
Certainly I'm right. If you leave after dinner tonight, you can get into the mountains before it gets too dark. You know what that road is. I could get killed driving up there in the dark.
Yes. A man could die on the mountain road after dark, Matt. It had happened before. And you were counting on that. You knew how the poison would react. You had watched rats stop short an hour after swallowing it, then twist helplessly in convulsion and pain. If convulsion seized the driver of a speeding automobile on the treacherous mountain road, there was no doubt of what would happen. No one would ever question the method of his death. At dinner that night, you had no appetite, Matt. You watched with impatience as George ate heartily. Then, at last, the meal was over.
What's the matter, Matt? Hardly touched your food.
I don't know. Just not hungry.
Yeah, a change will do us both a lot of good.
You can say that again, partner.
Well, I guess I'll get my stuff together and shove off.
But, George, you forgot to take your pills.
Huh? Oh, so I did. Pass me the water, will you?
Yeah.
Might as well take them all. Just 3 left. There. That ought to make my blood red.
Yeah? Yeah, that certainly ought to.
Well, I better get going.
I'll give you a hand with your bag.
Never mind. Why don't you round up Barney and go on out to the barge? There's a lot to be done.
Now, whatever you say, George. I just wanted to be sure you got started.
Don't worry. I'll be on my way in 10 minutes.
You had nothing to worry about now, Matt. When your partner left, you knew he'd never come back. Because in less than 2 hours, he would be dead. You found Barney waiting at the launch. You got aboard, and as he started the motor, you glanced back through the trees at the house. George was already busy with his luggage. Later, as you drew near the barge, you were sure that by now, George was well on his way. And so, with greedy impatience, you turned at once to the task before you.
Now, bring her port side, Barney. Leave the diving rig cleared.
Okay, Matt. Well, what do you want to start on, Matt?
Oh, we're not packing. I'm going to make a dive instead.
Huh? You what?
Going down to the wreck again, Barney, right now. And for the last time.
Hey, but Matt, it's so late. The pump's busted, too. Hey, that's a 2-hour dive at least.
The hand pump works, doesn't it?
Sure, but you...
And you're strong enough to run it, aren't you?
Well, you know I am, Matt, but...
Then let's get going. Come on, give me a hand with this suit.
Hey, it's going to be dark before you get back.
Barney, down there, it doesn't make any difference. And I can take care of the lines and everything else all by myself. You just keep that pump going. That's all you have, man.
Okay. I don't like it, but I guess you know what you're doing.
I know exactly what I'm doing, Barney, exactly. This time I've got a hunch upon that gold. And you can bet money on it. Lots of money. Let's go.
Because of a little thing, a splash of paint, a treasure in gold had been discovered. Now, in a matter of minutes, you, Matt Cooper, would have that treasure for your own. Girded securely in the weighted diving suit, you sank below the surface of the sea and into the familiar darkening shadows of the depths. Soon, Matt, you would have everything you wanted in life. But heed well my words, you who listen. Fate is not a conspirator in evil. Soon I will record the final entry under the name Matt Cooper in the Diary of Fate.
In a moment, the surprising conclusion to the story of Matt Cooper. But now, here is our announcer.
Yes, Matt Cooper. As you labored against the pressure of water far into the tangled steel hull of a sunken ship, you forgot about the poison you had given your partner. And you thought only of the treasure and Nina. And the constant hiss of air into your helmet assured you that everything was going right. But then, Matt, unknown to you, a little thing happened.
I'm in the skipper's cabin now, Barney. How you doing?
Okay. Hey, you've been down there an hour. You all right, Matt?
Now, don't worry about me. Just keep that pump working. Now, Barney, this is it. That's half of it. Yeah, it won't be long now. Barney. Barney, do you hear me? Barney. Barney, what's wrong up there? Barney, where are you?
Barney's gone. This is George, Matt.
George? No. No, it can't be. George.
It's okay, Matt. I sent Barney ashore to fix a car. Funny little thing happened. You know how you bent the ignition key? Well, I finished it. It twisted off in the lock, so I couldn't start the motor. I'll run the pump till Barney gets back.
George, I'm coming up. I gotta get up right now. George, you don't understand.
Matt, don't foul your lines. Remember, you're... Ooh.
George. George.
My stomach. Can't move.
George, bring me up. George, is that pump going so I can get out of here? Let's hear me. George, the pump.
Yes, Matt Cooper. The poison which destroyed your partner's life also destroyed your own. And the treasure for which you sacrificed everything remained locked forever beneath the sea. And now it is time to close the book. In the case of Matt Cooper, as in the cases of all mortals, I, fate, am but the instrument of a plan. And the endless little things that happen are the tools with which I work. Heed well the moral, you who listen, and remember, there is a page for you in the diary of fate.
Our cast included Herbert Lytton, Sammy Hill, Tom Holland, Donald Curtis, Gene Trombley, Ray Erlenborn, and Hal Sawyer. Diary of Fate is a Larry Finley production, transcribed in Hollywood.